All right, hello everybody. Oh, pardon me. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the PetroDollarPedro show. How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, Pedro. Well, good morning. It is a Saturday morning. It is approximately 9:20, the 26th of November. Hopefully you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hopefully you all had a good time with your family, and just did what you can to put a smile on people's faces. So, today's episode is just going to look at what happens when central banks get out of complete control. So you can see I have an article up on my screen, and we're just going to dive right into it without a whole bunch of ado. The Bank of Japan fiddles while bond market burns. That's a scary headline. And this is actually from October 31st this year. So you can see it was just last month. I chose this article for a reason, because if you come down here and you look at just the very first paragraph, it basically talks about how the Bank of Japan is threatening to buy unlimited amounts of their own sovereign bonds, and that's breaking down and causing risk throughout the Japanese yen market. And so, this is just to discuss. We're going to just look at what happens when central banks get out of control and they try to backstop their currency by printing more currency. So let's go over here to a chart of the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. And you can see here that one US dollar equals 139 Japanese yen, or Japanese dollars. And you can see here on the chart that the yen has steadily been devaluing since roughly February 22nd, although much more intensely in March, all the way till now. Now it's dropped somewhat, as you can see from the super high 150 level that it was at. It's down to about, looks like about 139, 138, floating in that range. That range, pardon me. But the reason we're talking about this is that we're going to look at what happens when a central bank gets out of control and what you can do about it. So you see here, one US dollar is equivalent to 139 Japanese yen. That is what these people here in the Reuters article are discussing. They are printing their currency to backstop their currency, and that was where you got this huge spike. And now they're saying, oh, don't worry, we're not going to print as much. And so you can see the yen is actually strengthening a little bit against the dollar due to those central bank statements. Now, why does this matter to you, and what can you do about it? Well, let's just go over here to the gold price in Japanese yen, and this might blow your mind a bit. Look at that. That is nearly 250,000 yen to buy 1 gold ounce. That's quite a lot. So when you go and you look at the average income of a Japanese worker, it fluctuates, if my memory is serving me correctly, somewhere between about 1.5 million yen and 3.2 million yen a year. And that's I'm sure on the middle class end. So in other words, they can only buy a few ounces every year of gold at the current price. Now that is staggering. That shows you how gold holds its value against currency depreciation, right? Let's go back. Let's look at that. The yen. Look at that. And even with the strengthening of the yen, you notice that this didn't really come down that much. It came down, but not comparatively. You see here it went down by 41 yen when it strengthened, when the yen strengthened. The gold price in yen only went down by $41. That's not even a fraction of a percent, guys. So that really shows you, and over here on the right, you can even see platinum price and the palladium price. And those are shocking as well. So look at this, guys. This is what gold does for you when you buy it and you don't treat it like an investment. It simply captures value against devaluing fiat currencies. But very interesting to you silverbacks, very interesting to you apes, should be the silver price in yen. Now, this is very interesting because if you go and you look at a US dollar debt clock website if you go look there, it will actually show that silver's value against the dollar should be somewhere between $900 and $3,000, depending on contraction of the money supply and credit and all that, right? Well, if you look at the Japanese yen silver price per ounce, it's about 2,982 yen. Not about, it is. That's the bid. The ask, the ask is higher. So this shows you guys that long before gold and silver have exploded in the main fiat reserve currency, the US dollar, the petrodollar, it's exploding in just about every other currency, but especially currencies that have devalued heavily. So you can see here, again, gold price nearly 250,000 yen, silver price nearly 3,000 yen. And that is not going to stay that way. It's going to go higher. I'd be willing to bet by next year you will see $6,000 silver and much higher gold prices. I couldn't even fathom what the gold price would look like. So you guys can see here, guys, look, if Reuters, guys, if Reuters is covering this and they were saying, hey, you know, the Bank of Japan is fiddling, the root of the issue is the profound gap between American and Japanese economic conditions, also the fact that the central banks are printing money. And it's not money, it's currency. Money has to be a long-term store of value. So, guys, I wanted to get this video done and just show you the US dollar to Japanese chart, show you the gold price in yen, the silver price in yen, and this Reuters article that just, you know, it took me a minute to find, but once I found it, I was like, yeah, wow, they're actually being critical of a westernized central bank. So this is a good example, guys, of what happens when central banks completely lose control and will do just about anything to maintain a semblance of it. And this is what you can expect will come out of that. I am not making price predictions. I'm not trying to get you excited. I'm simply showing you what will happen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little run through of the Japanese yen, what the Bank of Japan is doing, and what the prices of gold and silver are doing respectively to, if you will, counterbalance the currency devaluation. So with that said, guys, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you are bringing as much love, light, and positivity to the people that you love, to the people that you care about. I hope you're doing everything you can to put a smile on people's faces. Tip good workers, you know, just smile at people. Be spiritually responsible, be physically responsible. Take radical self-responsibility, guys. That's the only way we're going to get through this. So with that all said, this has been PetroDollarPedro with the PetroDollarPedro Show, and Pedro wishes you all the best, and he is out.